before I start my lesson on inferring, how should our bodies be while presenting? Max? Calm bodies. What else do we need to think about? Yeah, Grace?
Make sure your eyes are on the speaker.
Right. And now, if we have a question, what do we do?
Raise our hand.
Raise our hands.
Yeah, love 0.
Right. We don't scream out or call out or anything. Alright, so inferring. So the definition, I looked it up, and it's inferring is a conclusion or option that is formed because of relevant facts or evidence. So like we did earlier, that I can't say Mrs. Flynn. I can use details and examples in a text to explain and draw inferences. So raise your hands on what you think you can infer from this photo. Yeah.
The guy's mad because he doesn't want to eat his vegetables.
Right? What else can we infer? Yes, Celia?
He doesn't want to eat his vegetables. He just wants to eat his own.
Right. Yeah, I think that's what he's thinking right now as well. Let's see. So the evidence, so the boy doesn't want to eat his vegetables, the inference, and then in front of him, he's making a frowny face, scowling at the vegetables. Now, what can we infer about this photo? Yeah, Grace?
It looks like she wants like a toy from the store, but her mom doesn't want to buy it. It looks like the kid wants to like get a snack, but the mom's like, no way, I'm not. That looks too much. That's too much.
Right. No. What are their faces telling you?
It looks like she's thinking. It kind of looks like something that's really unhealthy, and her mom's like, this is really expensive, and it's not healthy for you, so no.
Right. Yep. Matters.
It looks like the girl in the green shirt is like, she really wants it, and she's like almost begging for it.
And what is your mom's face telling you?
She's saying like, go put it back, that's too expensive.
Right. So we can infer that the girl wants to buy the chips, but her mom is not going to allow it. And the evidence, like you said, Maddox and Celia, that the girl looks like she's hoping that her mom will buy the chips for her, but her mom's holding up her hand and saying no. Now, last photo. What do you got? What can you infer from this photo? Yeah, get it.
The kid's name, like parents, holding the kid's hand and then looking up. Oh,
Yep. What else?
it looks like they're at like a theme park or something.
Right. Yeah, Karen.
They're all happy.
Right.
You can tell that by the faces.
Right. The boys smiling, mom's smiling, dad's smiling. Looks like they're having fun. And what else?
They're having fun at the carnival.
Yeah, right. You see in the background, maybe some rides back there. You can see some stuffies back there.
It looks like
Bunch
fun
of
time.
people.
It looks like fun. It's like family fun night. It's kind of like family fun night.
So the evidence, rides in the background, family is smiling, and the little boy looks like he's laughing. And then the inference that we can make that the family is out there having fun. So here's some in-text inferences. So Sam sat with a puzzled look on his face and then raised his hand in class. What do you think Sam is doing? Inferring, sorry. Easy?
He might be confused and he's gonna ask a question.
Right.
Same.
Same thing. Yeah.
It kind of looks like
Kaden, sorry.
maybe it looks like him on the sense of is actually radiated, but kid who knows everything the rainbows are known, but the Sam kid doesn't.
Right, we all grabbed our raincoats and umbrellas. What is that inferring? Grace?
Maybe he like spaced out or something, and then it was like recess time or something, and they all went to go grab their raincoats and umbrellas, and he was just kind of like sitting there because he didn't like really know what to do.
They're different texts So this is just a separate one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry guys. So we all grabbed our raincoats and umbrellas. What is that in front of? Someone said that. Mathematics?
I was,
Oh, okay. Graham?
Oh, it's raining outside.
It's raining outside. Yep. Nice.
getting ready to go in the rain.
Make sure we're not going out, Celia, okay? So this is the last one. Half a dozen students huddled at the end of the street. It was 7 a.m., just moments before the bus was supposed to arrive. When the streetlights spilled around them in a pool of light, they shuffled back and forth to keep warm, rubbing their hands together and stamping their feet against the frozen pavement. What can you infer from this paragraph? Yeah.
It's cold.
It's cold outside. Yep. And how did you figure out it was cold outside?
Because the floor and how cold they are, and then how they're how they're going.
Yeah, they're huddling for warmth, and then also the frozen pavement. Nice. What else can you infer? Yeah.
It's 7 o'clock in the morning.
7 o'clock in the morning. It's usually cold in the mornings. Yep. Max.
They were all running to the bus.
Nice. What else? Can you infer?
Everybody was around.
Celia.
It probably winds out.
You guys are right. And also you can infer that there is like a light post because they're standing in the street light spilled around them in a pool of
And
light.
it kind of sounds like the kids don't want to stand there if they're huddling all together because they're all cold.
Right, exactly. Alright, so that was it. What I'm gonna have you guys do now is come to the rug, and I have a book that I can read to you guys. Nice job, guys. Coming to the rug quietly and calmly. I'm really proud of you guys. Awesome. So this book that I'm about to read to you guys is called Sylvester and the Magic Pebble. Have any of you guys heard of it? Yes, Jack.
Can I sit in there and,
Can you sit on the rug, please?
yeah.
Yeah, I want you guys to come a little closer because I'm going to ask you guys what their faces are inferring throughout the story. Yeah. This is a really awesome book. So, from seeing the front cover and the back cover, what can you guys infer about the story? What's going to happen? Yeah.
The donkey's gonna end up being one with its family in the end of the story. At the end of the story, that's what's gonna happen.
Right, exactly.
It looks like are getting loose, and I guess I'm guessing the piggy has the magic pebble, and the donkey needs it for something.
Now I'm gonna ask you guys a couple questions, either thumbs down, or thumbs up. So, are some pebbles have magic powers?
I don't think so. This is
Thumbs up or thumbs down? So, okay, now are donkeys afraid of lions? Thumbs up or thumbs down? And then last question, animals can turn into rocks. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Awesome. So I'm gonna read the page first and then show you guys, okay? So Sylvester Duncan lived with his mother and father at Acorn Road in Oatsdale. One of his hobbies was collecting pebbles of unusual shapes and colors. On a rainy Saturday during vacation, he found a quite extraordinary one. It was flaming red, shiny, and perfectly round, like a marble. As he was studying this remarkable pebble, he began to shiver, probably from excitement, and the rain felt cold on his back. I wish it would stop raining, he said. To his great surprise, the rain stopped. It didn't stop gradually as rain usually does. It ceased. Does anyone know what ceased means? Jack?
Like, just all of a sudden, like when you shut off a light switch, it just shut off.
Right,
Oh, I
exactly.
think I know what's gonna happen.
Should we raise our hands? Okay.
I think, immediately when I said it, went right off.
Right, exactly. The drops vanished on the way down. The cloud disappeared, everything was dry, and the sun was shining as if rain had never existed. So here's the first page. In all his young life, Sylvester had never had a wish gratified so quickly. It struck him that magic must be at works, and he guessed that the magic must be in the remarkable looking red pebble, when indeed it was. To make a test, he put the pebble on the ground and said, "I wish it would rain again." Nothing happened. But when he said the same thing holding the pebble in his hoof, the sky turned black, there was lightning and a clap of thunder, and the rain came shooting down. Now, what is his face inferring right now? What can you infer about his face? Micaiah?
That he's shocked.
He's shocked that the pebble actually worked. So he wished the sunshine back in the sky, and he wished. Oh, sorry, I started in the wrong part. What a lucky day this is, thought Sylvester. From now on, I can have anything I want. My father and my mother can have anything they want. My relatives, my friends, and anybody at all can have everything anybody wants. He wished the sunshine back in the sky, and he wished the wart on his left hind fetlock would disappear, and it did. And he started home, eager to amaze his father and mother with his magic pebble. He could hardly wait to see their faces. Maybe they wouldn't even believe him at first. Would you guys believe him if he said he had a magic pebble?
I wouldn't unless he actually used it.
Right. As he was, oh sorry, I didn't show you the last page. It's him holding the pebble and walking. As he was crossing Strawberry Hill, thinking of some of many, many things he could wish for, he started to see a mean, hungry lion right at front from behind the tall grass. He was frightened. If he hadn't been so frightened, he could have made the lion disappear, or he could have wished himself safe at home with his father and mother. He could have wished the lion would turn into a butterfly, or a daisy, or a gnat. He could have wished many things, but he panicked and couldn't think carefully. "I wish I were a rock," he said, and he became a rock. The lion came bounding over, sniffed the rock 100 times, walked around and around it, and went away confused, perplexed, puzzled, and bewildered. "I saw that little donkey as clear as day. Maybe I'm going crazy," he muttered. What do you guys think is going to happen next? Raise your hands. Maddox?
I think it's gonna get stuck as a rock.
Yeah.
Let's see. And there was Sylvester, a rock on Strawberry Hill, with the magic pebble lying right beside him on the ground, and he was unable to pick it up. "Oh, how I wish I were myself again," he thought, but nothing happened. He had to be touching the pebble to make the magic work, but there was nothing he could do about it. His thoughts began to race like mad. He was scared and worried. Being helpless, he felt hopeless. He imagined all the possibilities, and eventually he realized that his only chance of becoming himself again was for someone to find the red pebble and to wish that the rock next to him, it would be a donkey. Someone would surely find the red pebble. It was so bright and shiny, but what on earth would make them wish that rock were a donkey? The chance was 1 in a billion at best. Sylvester fell asleep. What else could he do? Night came with many stars. Now, what do you think's gonna happen next with him falling asleep as the rock? Yeah.
He might, if he tries to, he could try to get himself onto the pebble, like part of the rock onto
Now, do you
the
think?
pebble that the rock is, and make the wish.
Okay. Now, who is worrying about him right now besides himself? Does anyone know, Macy?
His family's probably really worried.
Right. Yeah. His family's probably looking all over for him.
Probably
Yeah, Grace.
people who his friends.
Yep. His
Probably
friends.
people worried.
Meanwhile, back at home, Mr. and Mrs. Duncan paced the floor. They show. Frantic with worry. Sylvester had never come home later than dinner time. Where could he be? They stayed up all night wondering what happened, expecting that Sylvester would surely turn up by morning. But he didn't, of course. Mrs. Duncan cried a lot, and Mr. Duncan did his best to soothe her. Both longed to have their dear son with them. I will never scold Sylvester again as long as I live, said Mrs. Duncan, no matter what he does. At dawn, they went out inquiring of all the neighbors. Does anyone know inquiring of all the neighbors? What does that mean?
Looking. Oops.
It's okay. Looking?
Like asking them if they see Sylvester.
Right, exactly. They're asking all the neighbors. Yep. They talked to all the children, the puppies. Oh, sorry, I didn't show the page. That's his mom and dad. It's his mom and dad inquiring. You see the front page? They talked to all the children, the puppies, the kittens, the colts, the piglets. No one had seen Sylvester since the day before yesterday. They went to the police. The police could not find their child. Now, how do the pigs look? What are their faces telling you?
They're confused.
Okay.
I can tell that they're kind of worried, and the pigs are kind of feel serious about this, and they kind of feel bad for them.
Right, their faces look a little sad, they feel bad for them. Right, exactly. All the dogs in Oaksdale went searching for him. They sniffed behind every rock and tree and blade of grass, into every nook and gully of the neighborhood and beyond, but found not a scent of him. They sniffed the rock on Strawberry Hill, but it smelled like a rock. It didn't smell like Sylvester. So you look at all the dogs.
Oh my god. Where's Strawberry Hill?
Should be.
Isn't he supposed to be on Strawberry Hill?
Yes. After a month of searching the same place over and over again, and inquiring of the same animals over and over again, Mr. and Mrs. Duncan no longer knew what to do. They concluded that something dreadful must have happened, and that they would probably never see their son again, though all the time he was less than a mile away. They tried their best to be happy, to go about their usual ways, but their usual ways included Sylvester, and they were always reminded of him. They were miserable. Life had no meaning for them anymore.
They don't even know who they are. It's I bet I think someone in the story is gonna go to that rock and find the pebble and wish that they know where Sylvester is.
Let's see. Night followed day, and day followed night over and over again. Sylvester on the hill woke up less and less often. When he was awake, he was only hopeless and unhappy. He felt he would be a rock forever, and he tried to get used to it. He went into an endless sleep. The days grew colder. Fall came with the leaves changing color. Then the leaves fell, and the grass bent to the ground. Then it was winter. The winter blew this way and that. It snowed mostly. The animals stayed indoors, living on the food they had stored up. One day a wolf sat on the rock that was Sylvester and howled because he was hungry. Then the snow melted, the earth warmed up in the spring sun, and things budded. Leaves, what does budded mean? Does anyone know?
Kind of like when like flowers grow in trees.
Yeah, everything's budding up, everything's
Coming back.
coming back, exactly. Leaves were on the trees again, flowers showed their young faces. One day in May, Mr. Duncan insisted that his wife go with him on a picnic. Let's cheer up, he said. Let's try to live again and be happy, even though Sylvester, our angel, is no longer with us. They went to Strawberry Hill. Mrs. Duncan sat down on the rock. The warmth of his own mother sitting on him woke Sylvester up from his deep winter sleep. How he wanted to shout, "Mother, Father, it's me, Sylvester. I'm right here." But he couldn't talk. He had no voice. He was stone dumb. Now, what do you think will happen next? Hey, Jack?
She's gonna put the pebble on the rock.
Let's see if that happens. Do you have a question?
I see the pebble.
You see the pebble? Yep,
Yeah.
right there.
What is it gonna find the pebble?
Let's see. Mr. Duncan walked aimlessly about while Mrs. Duncan set out on the picnic food on the rock. Alfalfa sandwiches, pickled oats, sassafras salad, Timothy compote. Suddenly, Mr. Duncan saw a red pebble. "What a fantastic pebble!" he exclaimed. Sylvester would have loved it for his collection. He put the pebble on the rock. They sat down to eat. Sylvester was now as wide awake as a donkey that was a rock could possibly be. Mrs. Duncan felt some mysterious excitement. "You know, Father," she said suddenly, "I have the strangest feeling that our dear Sylvester is still alive and not far away." Is that feeling right?
Yeah.
I am. Sylvester had to shout, but he couldn't. If only he had realized that the pebble was resting on his back was the magic pebble. "Oh, how I wish he were here with us on this lovely day." And Mrs. Duncan looked sadly at the ground. "Don't you wish it too, Father?" she said. He looked at her as if to say, "How can you ask such a question?" Mr. and Mrs. Duncan looked at each other with great sorrow. "I wish I were myself again. I wish I were my real self again," thought Sylvester. In less than an instant, he was... What happened? Sylvester! You can imagine the scene that followed. The embraces, the kisses, the questions, the answers, the loving looks, and the fond exclamations. When they had eventually calmed down a bit and had gotten home, Mr. Duncan put the magic pebble in an iron safe. Someday they might want to use it, but really for now, what more could they wish for? They had all that they wanted.
They're all together. That's what they just wanted. That's the exact page of the end.
Exact page. You guys have any questions about the book? No? Awesome. Alright, I want you guys to go back to your seats, and I have a sheet for you to do.
10:45.
10 minutes. Can you do it?